We're at early stages as far as modding the game goes, and we've got stuff working within RENNSPORT that is really cool.
Well, I am joined here by Tyrone, a freelance track modder.
Yep.
Firstly, thank you so much for joining me here today. What do you think of the venue? What do you think of the setup?
Yeah, it's really fantastic. Thanks for RENNSPORT for having me as well, inviting me over. It's really interesting to go and get a behind-the-scenes look at how everything's going on.
Well, Tyrone, talking a little bit more about your speciality, as it were, your expertise, what do you make of RENNSPORT as a whole so far, especially when it comes in regards to track modding, you know, the capability, the possibility of that opening up?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. So obviously we're at early stages as far as modding the game goes, and with tracks I've made for other games and stuff, I've seen that behind the scenes, we've got stuff working within RENNSPORT that is really cool.
So what about in regards to making your life easier as a track modder? Obviously that in itself can't be a particularly easy task. Are there any specifics that might make it a little bit easier for you?
Yeah, so with RENNSPORT, obviously it's based on Unreal Engine 5, which is the pinnacle of technology at the moment. There's lots of features that are within Unreal which just kind of make my life a lot easier, such as foliage systems and physically based textures and stuff like that, which can really make what I've already done and future projects just look so much more better than they already do.
So what about in terms of creativity? Is there a particular category, area where you feel most at home in regards to your designs?
So I make lots of different tracks, cover a massive variety, but I think I enjoy the most is fantasy tracks, because I can make them up. So they're all entirely my own creation. And also people can't complain that something's not accurate, because if it doesn't exist in real life, then I'm the one that decides if it's good or bad.
Obviously, you said your area of comfort, expertise is creating creative tracks, as it were, as well. Where do you kind of get your inspiration from for those?
So the beauty with a fictional track is it can be anywhere, right? So I could be watching a documentary and be like, hey, that looks cool, let's build a racetrack there. Or, if I'm on holiday on a trip or something like that, you sometimes see a public road and it's got an excellent line and you think, well, that'd be good to drive at 200 miles an hour, not 30. So I can just take that and make it a reality.
How important is modding as a whole, from your perspective, obviously, to have the ability to mod in a competitive gaming title, or rather any gaming title?
Yeah, I think it's really important, obviously, apart from the fact I make a living from it. It's really important for games, especially when there's so much competition. Yeah. If you've got a game that supports modding, then you've got all that content already. You're not tasking developers to get stuff and build tracks that already exist, which every other game's got. You've got the entire community just developing stuff for your game, and I think that's a really important feature.
Now, I love making maps, creating maps and designs as well, but the problem I seem to have every time is you get to a certain point and then it's like, you know what, I'm fed up of looking at this. You never finish the product, you never finish the end goal. How difficult is it from a modding perspective when creating these tracks to kind of stick at it and give a finished product?
Okay, so I have way more unfinished projects than I do finished projects.
At least it's not just me.
Part of what I do is really community focused, so I get lots of feedback from loads of people that support what I do. I think that is a motivation in itself, because I kind of owe it to those people to finish something. So when I find a project that I'm really enjoying working on, that really helps. And then when I get good creative feedback from my community, that all brings it together, and that can really push a project over the edge to get it finished.
I think it's amazing, the work that you do, and I'm looking forward to see what you come up with in the wonderful world of RENNSPORT as well.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me.
You're welcome.